Today we're gonna make music like OMFG. If you never heard of OMFG, it's this guy who makes pretty unique bounce music. You might remember him blowing up with his song Hello, that now has almost 150 million views. Also, you might remember that he was branding himself as this girl. It turned out to be just a marketing stunt. It is actually a guy who makes the music, and now he's branding himself as a piece of toast. Or 2 pieces? Or something like that. Now that we heard a little bit of history about OMFG, let's see how we can make similar music as he does. So let's start by setting the BPM to 115, which is pretty unusual, but that is what most of his songs move around. Next, we are gonna enable swing. That will give the track a nice bouncy rhythm. Then we're gonna create a basic drum beat, like so, using a kick and a hard-hitting snare. Notice that one snare is really short and the other one has some decay to give it some power after the initial punch. Use reverb on one of the snares to give it this effect. Now let's create some basic offbeat piano chords. I'm using Nexus for this, but you can use any piano plugin you have. Just make sure the notes are really short with little to none reverb on them. I also deleted the low frequencies using EQ. I'm also using a simple detuned saw wave with a little bit of attack to give the chord some extra color. Just put a saw wave on oscillator 1 and 2 and detune them, and also increase the attack. The notes I'm using are the same as the piano chords. I also added the high pass filter on the saw waves to delete the low frequencies just as before. Do that like this. Then add some reverb on this sound. Next, let's create a sub bass. Have it follow the same root notes of the piano chords, but not necessarily the same rhythm. Something like this should work. I'm using Massive for this sound. Check the description to get this preset. Also, don't forget to sidechain this bass. I'm using LFO tool, but you can use Grossbeat with the sidechain preset. Now choose another bass sound, this time with more dirty characteristics, to add power to the sub bass. This step is optional, sometimes less is more. I'm using the same notes as the sub bass and Nexus for the sound. Tweak the EQ to fit your song and make sure to delete the low frequencies. I did this in the Nexus itself, right here. Also, don't forget to put sidechain on this bass as well. Now for the main melody we are going to use our voice and a vocoder. Don't worry, no singing knowledge is required. Start off with recording yourself sounding like an idiot. It should sound something like this. Make sure to go full retard on the last few notes. Now apply vocodecs to your voice. This is a little bit tricky and I already have a tutorial for that, so check the link in the description to help you out with this step. After you watch the other tutorial, you can create a melody that will be controlling your voice. Alone, it sounds like this. I'm using Nexus for this sound, but any basic saw wave will do just fine. Once you route the sound to the vocal as shown in the other tutorial, it will sound like this. Note that I'm using 2 vocodecs plugins, one with the robot preset and the other with the helium, to have some variation in the sound. I'm automating the mix level of the plugin to turn them on and off. I also put few more effects on the sound, like reverb and EQ. I also sidechain the sound. When putting effects on this sound, make sure to put them on the slot after the vocodecs. In the second part of the drop, I recorded another vocal. This time it's a phrase that repeats itself. It sounds like this. You crazy, crazy, crazy. You crazy, crazy, crazy. You crazy, crazy, crazy. You crazy, crazy, crazy. Remember, you don't actually have to sing this at all. I applied the vocoder again, this time though, I simplified the melody. It sounds like this. And with the vocodecs plugin, it sounds like this. To finish it off, I added few effects like crashes and white noise. I also added hi-hats in the second part of the drop to keep the listener interested. And also, this little vocal. And that's pretty much it. Your end result should sound something like this. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, I hope you learned something new, and don't forget to check out the description for the links. Also, here are 2 other videos you might like, and if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe to see more.